All right. Alrighty then. Coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Yet again, I am live, as this live stream suggests. I've been staying up way too late doing these, but that's just time and day when you're a parent. I'm gonna make this one a real mini one. Hard stop at 11:30. I am almost done with this deck of AI cards that Sael sent me. I do want to finish this one up, then we can move on to some other things, some other live streams. How are we looking? Stream settings, stream health. We look healthy, we look good, we smell good. Hit the like button, people. I've kind of simplified my stream page here. Added this blurry ass text. The text in OBS is not very good. It looks like blurry garbage. I don't understand why. Hello and welcome. Hit the like button with two little emoji faces. We're just gonna close towards the end of this deck. Nope. Okay, I remember here looking at these very stealing fan. This one made me laugh. So if you're new here, I haven't hung around the past few nights. This is stream number 5, reviewing a deck of AI cards that one of the developers of an AI engine sent me. We've gone through quite a bunch, quite a few. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Hugging tree. That was fun. Okay. Some of them are broken. Some of them are functional. Some of them are broken and functional. This guy, it's a 1-mana 2/2 with trample. If you control black cards, you gain life, which is busted. This is pretty good. It creates copies of itself. But it is a lot of mana. You could deck yourself. Slivers gain on Earth and have infects. You could run over your opposition. Wall of Turning Tides. This elf beast that's picture is a wolf. Body of the Lucan. Cast your turn. This was gibberish. Your life total becomes 1 whenever you cast your turn, which cannot be done. This is fine. I agree. This is fine. Hello. See some new folks in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Do you guys play Magic the Gathering? These are AI Magic cards. This is part 5, reviewing a deck of cards somebody gave me. Make sure you hit the like button. If you are on mobile, the like button is in the top right-hand corner, is the 3 dots. If you're viewing on PC, the like button is just below the video like normal. Leave a like. It is your superpower. The like button is a superpower. It really helps out a stream. Remember to hit the like. Feel free to subscribe. I love talking to my viewers. I am open to suggestions from viewers. I will review viewers' cards. Hell, go ahead and ask me anything. I'll answer just about any questions. Let's have some fun. I do have a hard stop at 11:30, so let's crank out the questions. Ask me some questions. If you're into Magic the Gathering, let me know in the chat. Let me know some of your favorite real cards. Again, these are AI cards. I got 3 new folks in the chat. Hello, Ernesto Delgado. Hi, Multiple Eyes, Clock Titan, Dude Bros. I like that name, Dude Bro. The Dude Bros. Dude Bros get a bad rap. I like Dude Bros. They're good guys. They mean well. All right, Aim Surge. What do we got? Mystic Wanderlust. We're getting close to the end of this deck. Remember this one from last night? Wall of Searing Flame. This one was decent. It does 2 damage to each opponent. 1 damage to the battlefield. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. Deals 1 damage to target creature that's attacking. So in Magic, you get attacked by a bunch of 1/1 creatures. That means they have 1 toughness. They can withstand 1 damage. This will easily take them out. And in the current one of Magic meta's formats you can play, you can run a bunch of cheap 1-drop creatures that have 1 power, 1 toughness, and this could easily wipe them out. I think this is a good card. It's very elementally. It's a big mush of fire, and it deals damage. I'll take it. Although I don't think they make walls anymore. They make creatures with Defender, not so much wall. Undercity Helm. This is a decent card. It's a really off-color tapped dual land that untaps a creature. Really off color for black and red. This lady has something growing out of her midsection. If you're into that. No, that backwards, you'll have a stroke. It's a snake wizard, but looks like a human. That buffs giants. That affects giant creatures. A very specific game mechanic by giants. Alright. This is a different one. I like this land. This is pretty cool. Uprizi Sphere. This guy, this old man, he played 3. He played knick-knack on my knee. What up, Prime? Verdant Colossus. Prime, look this up for me. Why does Verdant Colossus sound familiar? Is that a real card or existing card? I feel like it is, but I might be wrong. Verdant Colossus. This might be real. I'm thinking of Verdant Force maybe, or Crawl Giant. I don't know. This seems like it's actually a real card. I've seen that with AI cards where that's somebody creates an AI card of an existing card. Like I saw a card called Mana Vault. It's normally an artifact, but the AI version of it was a land that did some weird nonsense stuff. Viashino Prorogation. I'm guessing it was aimed for Pyrogation, but it gave Prorogation, which isn't a word. It says a Viashino, but they're actually getting rid of Viashinos and replacing them all with lizards. It's actually kind of sad. I've always wanted to see a good Viashino creature, but it's going the way of Uncle Istavan and Will-o'-the-Wisp, no longer a creature type. Viashino Prorogation. Verdant Force, that's it. Okay, thank you, Prime. I knew you were new. You have such a good knowledge of the game. Here we got Jada Pinkett Smith. Just don't talk about her in front of Will Smith. Valiant Maul of Valor. It's a mana-producing 2/3 zombie with haste. But this is incredibly broken. The way Magic's going though with power creep, this can easily be a real card. What do we think of Valiant Maul of Valor? What do we think of this card? This is the mascot. This has become the new mascot of my channel. This AI card. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Clumsy Cleric. Ouch, I didn't mean to do that. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to have some of these custom created and printed out, and I'm going to send them to channel viewers. Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. Smack. I don't know. Was that event staged? The Chris Rock slapped? Some people think it was staged. You know, if I jumped on stage and slapped Chris Rock, I'd be arrested and never heard from again. Oh, man. Voice the Fluss. This looks like stop making a fuss. Okay. Where's my phone? I gotta find my phone. I'm on Do Not Disturb. Am I too loud? Mrs. Benson will come in here and slap me if I'm too loud. I'll deserve it. Let's see. Voice the Fluss. Voice the Floss. Floss your teeth. Tap on them, then permanent exile them. This is broken for a green card. It's a trap, but it has no trap. Like, it normally traps in Magic. From the one set they were in, if an opponent meets a certain condition, you could cast it without paying its mana cost. This has none of that. It just has trap subtyping. Very Yu-Gi-Oh! I cast my trap card, Kaiba. Alright. Warden of the Grain. I think this is where I left off last night. A gargoyle. Not enough gargoyles in this game. How many gargoyles exist in Magic, Prime? Look that up for me. I'm Joe Rogan. You're the Jamie to my Joe Rogan. Look that up for me. How many gargoyles are in Magic? And are any of them legendary? Oh, look at this guy. Here we are. All right, we haven't reviewed these yet. We got Warlord's Command Chariot. It's a very metal-looking card. Let's expand this. Okay. All right. My stuff is blocking it. That's fine. This is fine. Crew 4. It looks like it needs a crew of 4. That would make sense. Once per turn, you may tap 4 type creatures you control with different names instead of paying this guy's mana cost. Whoa. Crew cost. Okay. It becomes crewed. It gains all abilities of all creatures that crewed it. That's just silly. What's this thing's actual mana cost? It's a 5 mana. So this isn't... But, wait a minute. Let me tap 4 and tap creatures you control with different names instead of paying its crew cost. So it becomes crewed, it gains all. So you could turn it into, the second clause doesn't make any sense. You could turn it into a creature by tapping those creatures. 33 Garls, 1 legendary from Mirage called Leering Gargoyle. I did not know that. Leering Gargoyle. Huh. Interesting. I'm going to look into that later. Thank you, Prime. That does not, I can't think of that card at all. It must have been an errata. I mean, I can't. I'll look at it later. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, or the gargoyle hole, as I should say, for this situation. Becomes crewed, it gains all abilities of all creatures that crewed it. So pretty powerful, I would think, but 5 mana, it's a lot. It goes good in a Greasefang deck. Greasefang is a low IQ card from its standard legal currently. But what do we think of Warlord Command Chariot? I think it's pretty cool. It's some badass art. This thing came charging at me. I just run the hell away. But you may tap 4 and tap creatures you control with different names instead of paying. Yeah, so. Oh, I guess you animate it by tapping 4 different creatures. 72-cent reserve list card. As our friend Brody would say, bye, bye, bye. Bottom of the reserve list. They might be trash, but they're never going to be reprinted ever again. So there's a finite amount of them out there. Do not sleep on low-end reserve list. I picked up a few low-end reserve lists. They're fun to have. All right, let's move on. Warpstone Ring. Looks like something from Sonic the Hedgehog. Look at this stone in the middle of the ring. It looks like a face. Does that look like a face in the middle of this stone? Look at War Mufasa. Yeah, that lion in the top left, that was pretty cool. Simba, you must avenge me. War Mufasa in the left. Fun fact, James Earl Jones did the voice of Mufasa in Lion King. So the voice, Darth Vader did the voice of Mufasa. So we got Warpstone Ring, equip 2. Equipped creature has exile this creature, return to the battlefield. So it's, that's not right. It ephemerates itself. But it's exiled. Does this go with it? No, the equipment stays. So you have to re-equip it each time. Which isn't, it's interesting conceptually, but when you attack, you block, you could exile it to wipe the damage off the stack, and your dude will come back. It gets targeted, it gets exiled, it comes back. The spell it's trying to, the attempt at removal gets washed off, but chance creature dies, exile. Equipped creature dies. So, good way to protect your dudes. I can't talk. It's late, leave me alone. Alright. A Warpstone Wall. Looks like a wall of books, not so much bricks. That's clever. Enter the battlefield with brick counters on it. Remove a brick counter. Target creature gains first strike. 2 bricks. Target creature gains trample till end of turn. 3 bricks. Target creature gains flying. How does a wall give something flying? I mean, you give a creature bricks and it makes them fly. Should it make them heavy and unable to fly? Overthinking this. Remove 4 brick counters from it. Exile Warpstone Wall. You may cast it from exile. If you do, it enters the battlefield tapped. But you can't do that. It'll just enter the battlefield with nothing on it because you're not casting it. You may cast it from exile. Oh, I guess you can cast it with the X. So these AI cards actually make sense. They aren't just a bunch of gibberish. Exile it. So you can kind of keep doing that. It's an endless flyer enabler, trampler enabler, and first strike. Okay. I can accept this. It's passable. Okay. What do we got? Alright, look at this guy. What is going on here? It's a person and a person and a person. It's got really cool art. ETB, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, flying haste. Interesting. A 2/2 flyer with haste. Although, I'm not sure why it has a black and white border. It's not black and white cost, technically. So it's a white card with a black kicker. So the whole card frame should be white, but I'm just nitpicking. What do we think of Wayfaring Watcher? I like the art. This is really cool. It's got a darkness to it. And it's like a reality warping meta-ness to it. Like a warrior with his back turned, but from inside of him you can see, you can see a skeleton inside of him. It's like a portal almost. Pretty cool. The sword is a tree. Or maybe that's just an illusion and that's just the trees. I like this. This is interesting. Enters the battlefield. Yeah, so it has a built-in Raise Dead. So for 4 mana you can get a 2/2 flyer haste with a built-in Raise Dead. I think that's a fair cost. I mean, a 2/2 flyer with haste isn't anything. I don't think it's out of the realm of being bad. It's just like a 1 more mana Phoenix chick. So I think it's passable. What creature type should it be? I feel like this would be a good shade. Or an illusion maybe? Are there any black illusions? Jamie, look that up for me. Black illusion type creatures. This would be a good shade in my opinion. Maybe a skeleton? I'm not sure. I like the art. I was going to say something else, but I forgot what I was going to say. It's fair. I'll give it. It's passable. I'd play this. I mean, a 2/2, any flyer in a limited format, draft, constructed, draft, sealed, will go a long way, especially a guy with the haste. Oh my. Gleestalker Toad. Frog. Excuse me, that was a yawn. It has mucus. Get this frog some Mucinex. Creature becomes the target of a spell, you may draw a card. Then if you have 7 more cards in hand, you may discard a card to counter that spell. Huh. But why would mucus do that? When it attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 1/1 green frog creature with mucus. So basically, mucus is kind of like hexproof counters, I suppose. Shield counters in a way. Or a ward. Interesting. Target spell, you may draw a card. Then if you have 7 more cards in hand, you may discard a card to counter that spell. So if you have 7 in hand, you can your stuff is a built-in, it's countered. And it creates more, this froggy creates more froggies. That's fun. 4 mana, 3/3. A lot happening here. I wish this was legendary. This would be the best commander. Just have a mucus token on the table and you could be gross and just actually spit mucus onto the table. Which I do not encourage. That's weird. This chat says nothing. Got 62 views so far. How are we looking? Yes, I'm self-conscious. I check this stuff. Is that French? Is what French? Up top, the wording at top. Hello and welcome. Oh, this makes more sense if it's smaller text. Those are 2 emoji faces at the top. Gleestalker Toad, what do you think? Gleestalker Toad, he's no clumsy cleric. Ouch, I didn't mean to do that, but he gets the job done. Creates little dudes with mucus. So does Mucinex destroy this card? Alright. Soulweaver Magus, Dragon Wizard. This looks like an elemental, but we'll put that with Impart. That's a new ability. When it dies, you may pay its Impart cost and exile it. If you do, target creature gains all active abilities of this card. Exile target creature's controller gains life equal to its power. So he's got a built-in Swords to Plowshares. Dies, you may pay its Impart cost on exile. If you do, target creature gains all activated abilities. So it imparts its ability on something. That's pretty cool. That's an expensive cost, though. This is alone is 5 mana for a 3/3. The ability is 7 mana. The impart is 7. The exile effect is 4 mana. I don't think this juice is worth a squeeze. I mean, late commander game, by that time you're already getting beat up by all kinds of removal. You're going to pay 7 mana to give something an exile ability, but then your opponents gain life. But you're probably better off exiling some stuff in commander games. How about Soul Weaver Magnus? Let's hear it. It looks like a green belt came to life. Ha ha, French, croissant. Omelette du fromage, ha ha. Dexter's Lab from the 90s. Solo, you might not have been alive. What the fuck is this? I know this AI generator. This is Urza's AI. I messed around with this a few times. Just the only downside is it's the art just creates this generic blurred weirdness for the art. So Nissa's Oracle taps. It's a red tap symbol, adds waste, generic, colorless, what do you want to call it. You pay 1 and tap it and add red, red, white, white, blue, blue, black, black. Green, green, blue, blue, black, black, green, green, blue, blue, black, black, green, green, blue, blue. I feel like I'm singing a song. Blue, blue, black, black, green, green, blue, blue, black, black, green, green, blue, blue, black, 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 green, 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 blue, blue, black, 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 green, 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 blue, blue, black, black, green. All right, was this Morse code? Is like a secret code or something, or launch a nuclear missile somewhere? Is this some kind of secret code? This is very broken. For 1 mana, you can add how much mana is this? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, that's wrong. 5, 10, 15. No, that's still wrong. I can't count. So 5, 10, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 50, 51, 52, 50. So add 50 something mana to your mana for 1 mana. Oh my. Eat your heart out, Tron lands. Urza's lands. Nissa's Oracle's got you beat. You ain't got shit, Urza. Fertile. I went to college with a guy, his last name was Klug or Klug. Sacrifice a creature. 59. Thank you, Prime. I clearly can't count. I'm tired. I'll chalk it up to that. Oh, what do we think of Fertile? This is Fertile. Fertile the Klug. So the Klug, are we fertile? What are we doing here? Fertile the Klug. His name is Fertile and he is a Klug? Or something's fertile and they are a Klug? What is a Klug? I mean, if you got stuff that needs dudes to be sack, yes, invisible art. It's invisible ink from Markov Manor. Pay 1 white, sack a creature. I mean, if someone's casting an act of treason about to steal your dude, and you cast this, you sack it, they get nothing. If you really need a dude in the graveyard who doesn't get exiled, like they target with Swords of Plowshares, Path to Exile, you can target it with this so it hits the yard, you don't lose it forever. Cards that return stuff from exiled back to your hand is kind of limited in the game's history, from what I could think of. Huh. Fertile the Klug. There you go. Someone go get DJ. Whisker Wheeled Scout. This looks like something we'll see in Bloomborough. Sael was ahead of his time with this. This is from 2023. Alright. And it's incredibly broken. Trample, Vigilance, Lifelink. It's +1, -1. Oh, as long as it's attacking. So it kills itself. Whenever you cast a spell during your opponent's turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. So you got to make sure you cast spells. So, Giant Growth, those green 1-drops from that are all over standard. you got to make sure you cast other stuff. Spell during your opponent's turn for one counter. So you cast this turn 1. During your opponent's turn, you can go off with some Phyrexian mana stuff. But it's kind of limited. It's going to take you a little while to use this. Just to be an asshole, they should have given it haste, so if you attack with it, it just dies instantly. But pretty good card. It needs other things to make it go burr. Or whatever sound squirrels make. The chit 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 chit. I don't know. How do we like this guy? Whisker wheels. Excuse me. Wild Dancer. Alright. Question of the night. Is this a dude or a woman? What do we got here? Alright. Alright, Wild Dancer, Angel, ETB, you may pay X if you do, creates Grizzly Bears. Well, what does the X do? When we cast a creature spell, you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, gets 5/5 against trample on a turn. This is trash. You may pay X. If you do, create a bear token. So you're going to pay X and just get a bear. So you could pay 10 and just get 1 bear out of it, which will do nothing for you. I don't know what this was aiming for. Smash. Certainly is, it's one pretty looking being. Cast a creature spell, top card of life. It's a land. It gets plus 5/5. Why would a land make it bigger? Wild Dancer. I guess it just needs more space to dance in the wild, so a land will give it a buff. But it's 8 mana. So for 8 mana, it enters the battlefield, you're going to get a bear. So you can pay X to be 0 and still get a bear. This is bad. We'll move on. Wild Mystic, Changeling. I love Changelings. Underrated ability. I was happy when they brought those back for Kaldheim. So Wild Mystic, 2 mana, 2/2 Changeling. It's basically woodland. There's that 2-drop Changeling that was in Lorwyn or Morningtide. And there was that Masked Vandal or whatever, the other guy from Kaldheim. Basically a 2/2 Changeling. Fun fact, Changeling used to say it's every creature type at all times. Whenever Wild Mystic attacks, you may tap or untap target permanent. So it's a green Icy Manipulator Changeling. I like it. Is there a point to it being an elf wizard, though? And it needs to be a shapeshifter if it has Changeling. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's a little off. Just an elf wizard that has Changeling. So by that logic, he should have shapeshifter. Again, we're overthinking. So elf wizard. Let's look at the art. Maybe the tree is the elf wizard, and the guy is just a guy. This is a Dumbledore reject. Tax, tap, or untap target permanent. How do you like this Icy Manipulator on a green card with Changeling? Alright, look at this guy. Withering Spirit. It doesn't look withering to me. It looks like pretty healthy. He's got a bird. He's got a whack-ass helmet. He's got a flag. Look at his hands. So one of the hallmarks of AI right now that I've noticed, a lot of AI art in the hands and fingers, it's really strange. This is like it's clearly one hand, but it's got 2 little hands coming out of it, and the fingers are really weird looking. If you notice, the fingers all mushed together, and there's like 2 separate sets. There's a hand growing off of his hand trying to grab the staff. It's not even grabbing the staff properly. All right. Horseman, and it's got horsemanship. This is a lot going on. Yes, horsemanship. I agree. It can't block. We need more horsemanship in this game. That's fun. He's got horsemanship. I was not expecting the horsemanship. I'm glad you were here for that, Prime. You appreciate horsemanship. They had a chance. They could have brought horsemanship back for Thunder Junction, and they failed. All these mounts, and everybody's got a ride and a mount. They should have brought horsemanship back. I want to see the Gitrog monster with horsemanship. They had their chance, and they blew it. I can't think of any other set where horsemanship would be appropriate. Or I think eventually they have to at some point reprint the Portal 3 Kingdoms, make like a newer, do a Universes Beyond 3 Kingdoms, or just like a 3 Kingdoms remaster. Because 3 Kingdoms as it is currently, there's a lot of junk cards that are just good for starter sets. It is a good starter set, but it would, as it is now, it wouldn't hold up well. So maybe a Portal 3 Kingdoms revamp, bringing back some of the old cards, but doing a new touch on like actually using the original 3 Kingdoms storyline. That's just a personal gripe of mine. I have some training in Chinese language, history, politics, culture, religion. Should have been the main theme of the Rohan deck. That's true. Lord of the Rings should have used horsemanship. That would have been perfect, but they blew it. WotC should ask us for ideas. Now WotC's hiring an AI curator person when they said they would never use AI. So WotC sucking yet again. I like this guy, Withering Spirit. Is he good enough to replace Clumsy Cleric? What if we take Clumsy Cleric and put him on a horse? There we go. Hold on. There we go. I know what to do. I got this. Clumsy Cleric with horsemanship. Clumsy Cleric on a horse. Sounds like a bad nursery rhyme. Clumsy Cleric sat on a horse. Clumsy Cleric fell off a horse. Okay, we're going to put Clumsy Cleric back on the table. This is fine. And we're gonna move on. All right, one last card. I mean, it hard stop at 11:30. These are wearing me out, these streams. All right. Wyrmwand. This looks like an old Urza's card. Looks like, what is it, Dragon's Blood? This is cool looking. Prime, you're a purveyor of all things or old cards, Urza Saga sets. Then he's the best card ever, but needs banding. That's right, banding. I struggled. I never understood what banding did as a kid, and I barely understand it now. It's a pointless ability. Like, even back then, I think it was problematic and didn't make any sense. And now it's just a mess, just a waste of wording on cards and a waste of your time having to explain to younger players what banding is. All right, we got Wyrmwand, this Dragon's Blood knockoff. Whenever an opponent shuffles his or her library, may pay 1 if you do draw a card. This is actually awesome. Because in Commander, everybody's cracking fetch lands, Terramorphic Expanse, that Prismatic Vista, Evolving Wilds. They're targeting you with what is that? Field of Ruin, Ghost Quarter. You can just keep paying this and drawing a card. This is pretty good, I think. All the tutors that exist, Verdant Tutor, Mystic Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Tutor, Cruel Tutor. I like this. Wyrmwand. Sit down on the commander table and say, I'm going to show you all my worm and slap this bad boy down. Look at what was the point of the text on the bottom? Look at this. All right. Not for sale ever. Please check out artists if you like their work. I guess somebody actually made this. So maybe this is like not actually, this is actually hand-drawn maybe, or made in Photoshop, like not AI generated, which is actually pretty good. It's a DeviantArt. That takes me back to the 2000s. Go to deviantart.com, look at people's art. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is busted. It's, but it's got an old school look to it. Even the card frame is old school. I dig this. This is cool. You can wear it as a pendant. DeviantArt. Yeah, I know. You ever post stuff on DeviantArt? I think I did as a kid. I drew some, anime stuff and threw it up on there. I think DeviantArt still exists too. But if this is hand-drawn or made in Photoshop or MS Paint, all respect to them. It doesn't look like it was AI generated. It just looks good. It looks normal. They can pass for a real card. I do wonder, as perfect as this looks, I wonder if this is like part of a real Magic card and just cropped out and edited to be its own thing. Wyrmwand. Bunch of stuff from there. Okay. What do we think of Wyrmwand? Let's give him the worm. Sit down at the commander table. I'm going to show you all my worm. Go to a competitive commander event and say, all right, somebody's getting my worm. All right. Well, I'm going to worm on out of here. My worm is not involved, but the action of worming. I'm going to stop talking now, whatever that might be. All right, everyone. I am going to call it a night here. I got to get some rest. We do have more cards left in this deck, so we will be back. We will back tomorrow. I really got to grab my worm and get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't see a worm nor a wand. I mean, like, it should be called Worm Pendant. I mean, maybe the string is the worm, and it's wrapped around this pendant. Yeah, good point. So maybe this is AI generated. You got worm wand, and there's no worm, there's no wand. Maybe it's supposed to be worm ward. I don't know. I could overthink this all night. Prime, I'm going to go look at those gargoyles now, because that is vexing me. I can't think of that card to save my life. I'm going to find that reserve list. Solo, go out and buy yourself, what was that gargoyle called? Leering Gargoyle. It's from Mirage. It's 72 cents, and it's on the reserve list. The reserve list is a list of cards that WotC promised to never reprint. So go pick yourself up a Leering Gargoyle. Apparently, it's a legend from Mirage. I got to go look at that now. All right, gentlemen. Solo Shuckle, Prime 406 Games. It's always nice having you here, Prime. Thank you so much, Solo. Thanks for stopping by all these nights. Had a couple of newcomers in the chat. I guess found me in the shorts feed, which means this is working. I'm doing something good. Hitting that like button really gives me a boost. I got a good fellow named Ernest Delgadillo. Dude Bros. Hey. This is fine. Clumsy Cleric says, this is fine. All right. How about Clumsy Cleric with a worm? All right, for real, I'm done now. Have a good night, gentlemen.